Welcome to Manchester United News Update. Subscribe for more Manchester United news, match previews, and transfer updates. Man United transfer news. Paul Pogba has several options as Ruben Amorim gets first signing. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim will be keen to strengthen a number of areas in January, with left-back an area he will look to target after injuries to Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw this season. Manchester United's recent results may have caused some concern with Ruben Amorim as he looks to the January transfer window in just a couple of weeks' time. United looked vulnerable at the back in their 4-3 defeat to Tottenham in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, which saw them go 3-0 down just after the second half began, and Amorim will have identified a few areas he wants to strengthen. The team already appear light at left-back and may need more depth in attack if players like Marcus Rashford or Antony depart in January. Mirror Football has rounded up the latest transfer stories and rumors circulating around Old Trafford. United make first signing under Ruben Amorim. Manchester United fans might not have to wait long for the first signing of the Ruben Amorim era after reports that their deal for 17-year-old teenage left-back Diego Leon is done and dusted. United have been heavily linked with the 18-year-old Paraguayan, who plays for local side Cerro Porteño, and now Fabrizio Romano has claimed all documents have been signed by the player. The Red Devils would only be able to join next summer, when he turns 18, if the move is confirmed. The report claims technical director Jason Wilcox was key to the move after the player was spotted by scout Giuseppe Antonaccio, with United said to be paying just £3.8 million for the youngster's services. Amorim has made no secret he is looking for more cover at left-back, but the news that Leon can only join next summer means he'll likely be forced into the market for depth in that position next month. Rashford chased by 3 Saudi teams. Rashford's future will be talked about for most of next month until he eventually finds a suitor after revealing he wants to leave Manchester United. Amorim has made it clear he wants to keep hold of Rashford, but after leaving him out of the last 2 matchday squads, his future has a huge question mark hanging over it, and the England star seems nailed on to depart. Reports of Saudi interest in Rashford was reported earlier this week, but now the frontrunners from the Middle East have been revealed. According to TalkSport, Al Ahly are said to be the team with the biggest interest, while Al Ittihad and Al Qadsiya are also monitoring the situation. If Al Ahly want to move ahead with their interest in Rashford, they will have to offload at least one of their foreign stars to meet the threshold, and ex-Liverpool man Roberto Firmino is one player who could be sold. Rashford is said to prefer a move to a European club, though very few teams will be able to afford. Transfer News Live. Man United sanction Rashford swap deal as Chelsea splash the cash. Premier League clubs are finalizing their plans for a busier-than-usual January transfer window. Many teams are in desperate need of reinforcements after a tough start to the top-flight season. Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, and Tottenham have all had relative underperformances this term. All three will need to improve their ranks if they are to drastically improve in the second half of the campaign. Despite exceeding all expectations, Liverpool and Chelsea may benefit from an extra boost to give them an even better chance of winning the league. January has been a relatively quiet month for the Premier League's big hitters in recent seasons, but it seems extremely unlikely that will be the case this time around. Bayern reject Rashford. German giants Bayern Munich will not be replicating their big move for Harry Kane and surging into the Premier League for a top English talent. The talent in question is Marcus Rashford, and the Bavarians do not want to entertain the idea of bringing him to the Bundesliga because they cannot afford the figures involved. Rashford is available after being dropped by new boss Ruben Amorim and admitting he feels it is time for a change away from Old Trafford, but the options are quickly becoming limited. According to German Daily Bild, is too expensive for the Bundesliga giants or any German club. Teams in Saudi Arabia have already been alerted to his availability, while Paris Saint-Germain continue to be linked after showing interest in 2022. Tonali exit. Newcastle remain determined to keep star midfielder Sandro Tonali, after sticking by the Italy international after his long betting ban, but the links with a return to his homeland won't go away. Juventus are interested in signing Tonali and are looking to sell both Nicolo Fagioli and Kenan Yildiz to fund the bid, as report Italian daily Corriere dello Sport. The report states that Juve need to raise €55 million, £45.7 million, in order to sign Tonali, with manager Thiago Motta said to be insistent on his arrival in Turin. North London bidding war. Arsenal and Tottenham are about to go at it. The Gunners and their local rivals are reported to be locked in an assault for the latest wonderkid coming out of Argentina. The boot room now report that each of the London Giants are now ready to make a play for teenager Julio Soler. The Atletico Lena star has been catching the attention of the masses, with Liverpool also rumored to be tracking the starlet. Chelsea to agree deal. Youngster Mark Guiu has been causing a huge stir after his recent performances for the senior side, and now Enzo Maresca has confirmed what a host of smaller clubs had been hoping for. The talented striker is available. On loan. Speaking this week, Maresca noted, with young players like Mark, like Josh Achampong, like Tariq George, for me, the best thing for them is to be with us. Transfer News Live. Man United confirm first signing. Contact made for Rashford, Liverpool exit. Manchester United looks set for another active transfer window, while Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea could also be busy as Premier League sides take the opportunity to improve their teams. The countdown to Christmas is on, but Premier League managers will be waiting for their presents to arrive little over 1 week later. The January transfer window opens in just 12 days, and there is no shortage of business to be conducted. For the moment, Marcus Rashford's future is catching the headlines. The Manchester United forward wants to leave Old Trafford, and the club are happy to facilitate his exit in January or beyond. Ruben Amorim has suggested he would like to retain the 27-year-old services, and already it has become apparent that suitors may have trouble financing a deal. United's new boss also may want some players of his own to arrive next month. Liverpool, meanwhile, could see Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold open talks with other clubs. The trio are set to enter the final 6 months of their contracts, and Real Madrid are said to be increasingly confident of landing the latter. Chelsea are flying high and could mount a serious title challenge, but exits are more likely at Stamford Bridge. Ben Chilwell and Carney Chukwuemeka may hope for new destinations to earn playing time. Arsenal are seeing no shortage of links to a new forward, and Manchester City could yet eye someone to fill the giant hole left by Rodri after a disastrous run of form. With new managers at Southampton and Wolves, there is set to be transfer activity throughout the table. Bayern make Rashford call. Bayern Munich have ruled themselves out of signing Marcus Rashford, following his revelation about leaving Manchester United. Rashford, 27, is set to be available in January, having already fallen out of favor under Ruben Amorim, but he won't be joining Bayern next month. According to Bild, the England international is too expensive for the Bundesliga giants or any German club. Teams in Saudi Arabia have already been alerted to his availability, while Paris Saint-Germain continue to be linked after showing interest in 2022. Arteta sent Jesus warning. Arsenal should keep Gabriel Jesus around even if they opt to sign a new striker in January, says Sky Sports pundit Jamie Redknapp. The Brazilian striker, 27, ended a long goal drought with a hat-trick against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals in midweek. And he piled even more misery on the Eagles by scoring twice in Saturday's thumping 5-1 win in the Premier League. Redknapp reckons Jesus has proved this week that there is a place for him in Mikel Arteta's squad, regardless of what happens in January. Speaking on Sky Sports, Redknapp said of Jesus, "That was a big result. In this last week they've realized they've got a player still at this club who can do a job and a really good job at that." Ineos changes and the hidden gem. The inside story of Manchester United's academy this season. There have been some changes around Man United's academy, but they remain a special club for youth development. Manchester United's academy has reached the halfway point of the campaign, and there is plenty to digest. The academy enjoyed one of its finest seasons in 2023-24, but club staff have been intent on moving forwards, developing more young players and targeting even more success. The Manchester Evening News has covered more academy games than any other outlet, and the purpose of this article is to provide insight into the last 6 months in the youth setup. There have been memorable wins, brilliant individual performances, promising youngsters promoted to first-team training and squads, and a first senior appearance handed out. There have also been changes, a mix of good and not so good. Ineos have begun to have an impact. Erik ten Hag left the club, and some academy staff have felt added pressure. The under-18s won a remarkable treble last term, winning 2 of those trophies at the expense of Manchester City, and members of that talented side have transitioned to the under-21s. There was a feeling that supremely talented U18 side could be on par with the class of 22, which included Alejandro Garnacho and Kabi Menu, so supporters are hoping at least one player will be able to break into the first-team squad and, more importantly, stay there permanently. The likes of Ethan Wheatley, Jack Fletcher, Jace Fitzgerald, Harry Amass, Jack Kingdon, and Lewis Jackson, and are among the promising youngsters who starred in that campaign. Wheatley and Amass were taken to the United States for pre-season in the summer. Wheatley became the 250th player to make a debut from United's academy in April, and Amass was tipped up to make a senior bow this season after playing a prominent role in the summer friendlies. "If you drew a number 9, you'd draw him looking like Ethan," said Binion in an interview with the Men in August. Wheatley has been included in 9 first-team squads and was given a cameo in the 5-2 win against Leicester by Ruud van Nistelrooy, but a loan might be on the cards in January. Amass' situation feels different. The defender traveled down to Wembley for the Community Shield, and it almost felt inevitable he would receive a debut given the injuries at left-back. Considering Shaw and Malaysia were unavailable, Amass would have seen the start of the season as the perfect chance to make his debut, but he's continued to play for the U21s. Amass has been overlooked, and the longer his wait for a debut goes on, it feels likelier it might not happen, and there have been reports of Aston Villa being interested in signing him. United have also entered talks with Paraguay club Cerro Porteño to sign Diego Leon. The talented 17-year-old could move to Manchester in a £3.1 million deal and plays at left-back.